Hi, Alan Stratton from Eswood Turns. 10 years ago, I attempted to make a tippy top. I failed at that time. There's a video out there. It was a beautiful little top, but they are tricky little beasts. So, a few weeks ago, my friend Vladimir took me to task and said, "Hey, you need to make one that actually flips over." And so I actually spent an afternoon with his shop, and with him we made one that flips over. That's this one, so it actually will flip over like it's supposed to. So I came home and immediately tried to do it again and made this one, which doesn't flip over. Real bummer. So then I did some more research on the internet and actually went to SWAT and saw Neil Brenn's very short presentation on it and a previous video for his. And I think I've got some tips that I bring together. One thing that I've noticed in the various videos is that they say, hey, it's pretty much a sphere that you flatten a little bit, but I can't turn a sphere, so I'll just wing it. Well, 10 years ago, I winged it. This time, since we can turn perfect spheres now, I'll incorporate that and some measures so that I think now we can have a repeatable process that, in the end, it will take some fine-tuning, but we know what direction to go and how to do it. One other thing that I've done here is to make a launcher. My fingers don't work as well as they used to. This is a good thing to have, for me at least. You feed the string down through there and then wrap it around the top, and great way to start a top when your thumbs don't work quite as well as they used to. So let's turn a tippy top and have some fun with it. I am starting with a chunk of maple already turned to a 1.5 inch cylinder and secure in my chuck. I do not think you need to see roughing and tenon cutting with each project, even though it is required in most every project. What is different from all the others' videos is that I am starting on the assumption of a sphere. The top of the cylinder is already good to go. Then, using my phone's calculator, I do the two simple multiplications required for the octagon method. Then, mark the key lines: the top side on the cylinder's top, the two corners on the side of the cylinder, and the bottom side of the octagon. With the preliminaries out of the way, I can start having fun. First off, cut the top corner off. This is from the corner line on the cylinder to the mark indicating the octagon side. My objective is to cut cleanly from line to line. I need the same thing on the other end, but there is no mark, at least not yet. With the parting tool, I reduce the wood at the bottom mark to a diameter equal to the octagon side. Then I can cut the corner just like the other end. Next, mark the sides in half and half again with the pencil. Then go ahead and cut the corners that I have access to. Usually, I proceed to rough round off the sphere, but stop! I need these surfaces as they are. I am often amazed at how much flex a 1/4 inch drill has when starting a cut. This project is small, so I need very good precision. Machinists use a center drill to start precision holes. The short stubby drill will not flex and yields an accurate starting point. Then I can drill the 1/4 inch hole without wondering. Since my sphere is 1.5 inches, I drill it 1¼ inches deep. This is extra deep for insurance that I will explain later. Then mount a 7/8 inch Forstner bit and drill 1 inch deep. Usually, when drilling two different size holes, I drill the larger first and then use its point mark to drill the smaller hole. However, you may note that I use the flat top of the octagon as my starting point for each drill action. Otherwise, measurement would be difficult. Finally, the large bit left some debris in the small hole, but it's a simple matter to chuck up the small drill to clean it out. Before parting off the tippy top, I can refine the sphere with my skew as a scraper. Then I decide to enlarge the hole a tiny bit with my box scraper. Then sand and cut a tiny groove before searching for my colored markers. Then apply color to the upper surfaces, followed by carnauba wax. After measuring, I realized I did not drill the 1/4-inch hole as deep as I had wanted. I needed to be 1/2 inch deeper than the bottom of the large hole. I will correct that now while I still can. Then part it off. Then reverse the tippy top onto a jam chuck while I clean up the bottom side with scraping action and sanding. I cannot test my tippy top without its handle. I have mounted another piece of maple into long-nosed jaws. My sharpened end wrench shaves the entire length down to 5/16, but then measure off for the tenon area. I want the handle to protrude 1/2 inch from the rim so that my launcher has room to guide the starting spin. Again, with another end wrench, to a 1/4 plus. I want it to be a tight fit. I also want the very top to be concave, no point. The launcher has a slot that contains the thread wound around the handle. The thread is initially fed from the slot down through the bottom hole and then carefully wound on the handle. After shaping the handle and sanding it, I apply color to decorate this piece with carnauba wax here also. It is time to test the tippy top action. Will it flip? It does not flip. Upon inspection, I detect a small point on the bottom. Any point or flat seems to be a problem. If the top will stay leaning on the handle, that is also a problem. Where is the center of mass? I cannot tell, but it must be too high. Back to the lathe to shave off some of the bottom. This will flatten the sphere, but that is okay now. It also shifts the center of mass even lower. That is supposed to help. I make sure that there is no point and no flats from center out to the rim. Back to test it again. Still no flip, and not much tendency to flip. Now for my secret weapon from Neil Brand, even if he does not use it anymore. It is a 1/4 inch steel ball bearing that moves the center of mass lower. That does the trick this time. I will use it as necessary in future tippy tops. Back at the lathe one last time to fine sand, decorate, and finish with carnauba wax. I find that a chuck with small jaws that fit expansion into the center hole works better than the jam chuck. It has a much firmer grip. Colors and decorations are entirely at my option. Slight grooves help the ink to not bleed too far. My quest for a tippy top has taken 10 years. 10 years ago, I winged it and came up short with no distinct process. Now I have a process that is repeatable. I designed a launcher to get better and more consistent spins. Mine is 3D printed, but it is also easily made from wood. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my website, even because my notifications are more reliable than YouTube's. Please tell your friends about my weekly videos. I appreciate your comments and questions. Please wear your full face shield whenever the lathe is running. That's my best safety tip.